Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. And before we move forward, let's make sure that we do that one thing that I always do, cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV. I hope you guys are well, wherever it is that you may be around the world, as always. 1 second. Please continue to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. We are on 2.8, on the road to 2.9k. However, big discussions today. We need to have big discussions today. This is how this stream's going to go, guys. We're going to go through the stats quickly. Yes, we'll do a quick player rating, even though I don't really want to talk about the players too much, but we have to because it's a player rating show. I'm also going to give my view on the game, and then I'm just going to open the lines up, and then I want you guys to get involved because we really do need to talk about something more important than the individual players that are obviously not performing. There's more to this, and I will get into that a bit later on because I think it's something that we need to talk about together in the chat with myself, panelists, whoever seems to come in later on. Let's talk Chelsea. But before we move forward, you know what I need you to do? I need you to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's try and get to 40 likes. We can always do that. There's over 15 of you here. 1 minute in, we can do that. Before I even delve into it, because yesterday, I'm not going to lie, I went on the football terrace for about 5 minutes and I cut off because I just wasn't really in the mood. It kind of pissed me off a little bit, the performance. And I think it's important that we talk about it. You know, we talk about it. Anyway, let's go through the chats. We've got Robin here. Big up to you. He says, Kai, the invisible man, Havertz, as always, waiting for a tapping headed, blah, 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 blah. Fair enough, Robin. That's how you feel. The one thing that I see a lot on social media yesterday was Chelsea fans digging and moaning about their agendas on players. Yes, Kai Havertz had a bad game, but he wasn't the only one. Like, he just wasn't the only one. And I'm going to delve into it. Big up to Big Ron as well. He says, Eugem, that ZVO kid, football knowledge is suspect. He was calling Chiesa a fraud yesterday. Chiesa is a baller. Stevie Wonder can see that. Yeah, he is. You know, he is. I don't know why ZVO Genius came out with such a crazy comment, but now he has to go and wear a Juventus shirt for the next 48 hours. His thing. 130 million for a small card bully. Here we go. Lukaku never turned up in big games. It's just getting boring. Gets boring. I've made you a mod. Big up to you. C1 London. Big up, Gem. Shocking performance, man. A lot of them, apart from the Suns, certain players are allowed to play consistently in the front lines after not taking their chance, but certain someone isn't. Yeah, and it's not even just that certain someone. It's the overall way we played. And I'm going to do that first, actually, before I even move on. But I just want to say hello to everyone. Big up to Josh. Big up to Concierge. Declared. Hope you're well, mate. Guys, the link will be in the chat really soon. I've just got to get how I feel off my chest because once I start bringing you in, you know, the stage is yours. You say what you want to say. Disagree with me, agree with me. Whatever you want, that's what we're here to do. Talk about our performances. Because let's be serious, under Tuchel, we haven't had to have this conversation. We haven't had to have to think too much about it. Now, I don't think we're under any sort of crisis. I don't think it's the end of the world like so many Chelsea fans say. I see one guy on social media yesterday saying Tuchel out because he doesn't play a certain Callum Hudson-Odoi. This player agenda that our fan base has to stop. Chelsea Football Club has to be put first. Has to be put first. We can't be acting in the way that we act on social media over a loss. We can talk about the loss on the day and be upset about the loss on the day, which we're going to do today. We will talk about the players. We can do that. But there's more to it. There's more to it than these blimmin' players. I'm telling you now. And this is why we need to get into it. Big up to Almighty Blue. Big up to C1 London as well. Good afternoon, bro. Good afternoon. Big up everyone. Toughest thing about last night's loss is how can we change it up from here. I know we've got easy fixtures coming up feels like we've made it tougher than this. Yeah. First time we've lost back-to-back under Tuchel, if I'm right in saying as well. Big up to GNA TV who's in the house as well. Arpan, always big up to you, my guy, as well. Ziyech needs to leave now. It's enough, is what he's saying there. Yeah, Low, the Tuchel out seriously is bad patch, but calling for Tuchel to be sacked so is unnecessary. Yeah, I agree. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it all. But like I said, just smash the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. There's over 20 of you here already, 5 minutes in. Big up to all of you for being here. Let's talk. Let's not rant, because this ain't a full-on rant. This is just getting it off my chest and actually trying to understand and solve what the actual problem is. Not just going, oh, it's him, it's that, it's him. It's actually trying to delve into the system and understanding the system for how we're playing and what we're doing and how we're actually implementing it. How we're actually implementing this current system at the moment. Before I give you my thoughts, let's do what we always do, which is go through the stats. The stats of the game. Here we go. Juventus 1, Chelsea 0. Great goal by Chiesa. Let's be serious. It was a great goal. Juventus versus Chelsea. Obviously, they only had 26% possession. Chelsea had 73% possession. 73% possession. You know, our total shots were 16. They had 6. What kills me the most is this. We had 16 total shots and only 1 on target. 1 on target. 1 shot on blimmin' target the whole game. 8 off target. Yeah, 8 off target. 7. All right. Block's not interested. Passing possession rate. The same old story. 90% of the ball. We dominated the ball. You know, our passing percentages were better than theirs to a degree. That's because we had more of the ball, so it's common sense. Tackles was fair at 50-50. Aerial duels, I actually thought they were bigger than us and winning most of it, but by the looks of that, 56% of it was won by Chelsea. Fouls committed 8 to their 18 to their 8. Fouls won. They won 18. We only won 7. And yeah, it don't look pretty. You know, they're on a bit of a run. Obviously, they've beaten us. They've won the last 3 games. 4 games with 1 draw. We've lost 2, won 2, and drawn 1 in our last couple of games. And like I said to you, the thing that pissed me off more when I look at these stats, this doesn't surprise me. This doesn't surprise me. It's this: 16 shots, 1 on target. That is a problem. That is not good enough. That is goddamn not good enough, guys. I'm sorry. It's shocking. And we're going to talk about the game. We're gonna go through the game in a bit. But continue smashing the like button, guys, if you can as well. Let's have a look at what some people were saying. Exactly, Redneck. I agree with you, my man. It's what I just said about 2 minutes ago. We will rant. We'll have a chat. I'm gonna fly through this. I'm gonna open up the lines to you really soon. I'm gonna fly through it. We're gonna listen. I'm doing a player rating, but my player ratings are gonna be done in like 5 minutes. Like, I'm not sitting there elaborating on every player. I'm just gonna say it based on this game, how they performed. That's it, because this is what we're doing right now. This is not the player and what they've done for Chelsea since they've been here. It's the player and how they played in this game yesterday, which is what we're going to be discussing. Yeah, which is what it's over 30 of you here, guys. Make sure you smash the like button. 40 likes is the aim for GNA TV. We can easily do that. Continue subscribing to the channel because we're on our road to 3K. 3K too. We're under 200 away as well. Big up to Jose as well. Abdi talking about Man United. I know he's a Man United fan, but listen, you're drawing 1-1 with Villarreal. Embarrassing. And then you scored in the last minute. So I wouldn't be too happy about that, mate. I wouldn't be too happy about that. Chelsea ruined my weekend and now my rest of my week. Well, it's my birthday weekend. It's my birthday weekend. However, we have got Southampton, I think. We've got Southampton, haven't we? Over the weekend, or is it next week? I can't even remember. My mind's not even thinking properly, to be honest. Big up, Jem. Big up to you, Seppers, man. Big up to you. 16 shots, only 1 on target. What is this madness? We're going to talk about it now. So what I'm going to do quickly is just give you my thoughts on the game, how it went and what it went. And then we're going to do a quick player rating, and then I'm going to open it out. Yesterday's performance, for me, lacked intensity, lacked creativity, lacked understanding, lacked concentration, complacency. We lacked so many things yesterday. It was confusing. I was confused watching the performance. Confused as hell. And they scored on the back of second half, 11 seconds into the second half. Literally, they kicked the ball. They passed it to their midfield. He hoofed it up the pitch. They won the header. Yeah. We didn't react. Chiesa gets on the end of it, and it's a great finish. As much as we want to bang on about it, great goal by Chiesa, top left-hand corner. Deserved. I was saying that at half-time. They should have been 1-0 up. We dominated the ball, yeah, in the first half. But what did we do with it? Where was we going? What was we doing? Yeah, they had better chances than us on the break. And a lot of the times the chances that they had was because of the way was because of our own doing. We gave them it. You know, poor concentration. Kovacic in the first half gets the ball. He's looking forward, turns around, decides to do a stupid ball backwards, which was a poor backwards pass, which they caught us on the counter and nearly scored from. Chiesa nearly scored from, funny enough, if you remember. You know, we were being caught so many times because we were just lacking complacency. You know, we lack creativity. Creativity is a big problem for us. I don't get how our midfield, I'm talking about Kovacic and Jorginho, forget the wing backs because I'll get to them in a minute, can bring the ball up the pitch, yeah, get past their line of midfield, yeah, have Ziyech, Havertz and Lukaku in front of them, but never want to take that brisk pass, never want to play that pass directly through. What they did was look at each other and go right and left, right and left. That is it. Right and left, right and left. It's like they're dancing, right and left, right and left. Yeah. And then they go backwards. I saw Kovacic, right, break the lines in the second half. Yeah. Havertz was doing that. Lukaku was trying to do a little run. Ziyech was, fuck knows, doing whatever he's doing on the pitch. Yeah. Right. And then he turns around. He turns around and he passes all the way back to Thiago Silva. Why can we not take risks? Why can we not play that risk ball in? When you do that, you open up space. You open up space. And that is my issue with this system. My issue with this system might be the individuals that are in it because they're not doing certain things, but it's the lack of creativity and the progressive passing into the forward line. What's the point of Havertz making a movement there? Lukaku making a run behind Chiellini. Ziyech coming deep to try and get into a pocket of space to pick the ball up, to try and play the ball. If you're not going to find them. And the biggest issue we got is that with our creativity, if it doesn't come from our wing backs, we don't do anything. And that's a problem. Why do we have to rely on our wing backs? Alonso and Aspie are not creators. I'm saying it now. They are not on the pitch to create. So why are we playing through them? Why does it have to go to the wing for us to then play a ball? Why does Kovacic and Jorginho have to do that before the ball can do that and go forward? Can someone answer me that question? Why can't they take the ball and go like that when they're in a better position? Why can't they do that? Not just them, Kante as well. You know, it's getting stupid. We done it against Man City. You know, we got into positions in midfield where we could play a ball quickly to Werner and Lukaku, but they go back. When you go back, you allow the team and the system and their structure to get back into line. Easy to defend. They didn't defend. Look, Juventus defended well, okay, yesterday. They didn't have to do much. We made it easy for them. We wasn't dragging them left and right and making runs into space or coming in deep 1-2s, interchange. We were just sideways. Oh, look, we've got past your midfield. Guess what we're going to do? Sideways. Let's give it to Alonso. Let's give it to Aspie. It's like, it sounds like I'm moaning, but my issue is that the system. Why do we do that? Why? You should have seen me watching the TV yesterday. I'm telling you, you should have watched me watching the TV yesterday. I was sitting with my missus and her mum, and they were just looking at me like, calm down. And I was like, I can't. I am frustrated. I cannot watch us play like this. It doesn't make no sense. The biggest problem with it is there's no issue with the system. It's all our own doing. It's all our own doing. We're doing it to ourselves. We're doing it to ourselves. It's so stupid. The lack of concentration and complacency. The lack of progressive passing from our midfield. The lack of from our wing backs actually trying to, do anything on the pitch other than just pass sideways. Let's play sideways football. Yeah, we're a sideways team. Like, come on, guys. Like, sorry, I know I've said. Let me go through the chat. because I want to hear. Because then people go, oh yeah, but if Mason Mount was playing, it would have been a different story. Partly because he would have been direct. One thing that Mason Mount is very good at doing is playing direct balls into the front three. He will continue to do it. Even if it doesn't happen, he looks to do it. Partly, yes. But Mason Mount is not the answer to this little issue. I'm not saying it's a crisis. There's no crisis. Little issue that we have in our system. There's no point of having a striker like Lukaku if you can't create for Lukaku. How can we create like we did last year? Yeah, how can we create as much as we did last year and not convert, but then get the guy that we need to convert, but not create? It makes no sense. Honestly, it makes no sense. Jim, we can blame Cover, but he was the only one trying to make vote. It's not even just about Cover. I just use Cover as an example. It was Jorginho. It was all of them in midfield. Even our wing-backs to a degree, who are the only ones that, will maybe, if we're lucky, play that ball forward. And even they half-heartedly want to go sideways all the time. Well, yes, we do miss Reece James. When Chilwell came on the pitch, we were better on that side. We looked more comfortable. We looked more of a threat, I think. I think Chilwell needs to be starting games. Alonso, what? What was the point of him yesterday? What was the point of having Alonso on the pitch? Fine, give and go. Yeah, maybe. He lost the ball. He got the ball in the areas a couple of times, tried to do 1-2s, didn't work. Fine. Or he tried to take people on and he lost the ball, made the wrong decisions. But at the end of the day, this is not about an individual Havertz, individual this, individual that. We know that they're inconsistent at the moment. But why are they inconsistent would be my question. Why are we having this problem? And I've just explained to you why I think we're having this problem. Yes, we lack complacency and concentration because we're too comfortable and we don't want to take risks. But we should do. I'm just going to go through these chats and then I'm literally going to do a quick player rating and then I'm opening up the lines and then we're moving. There's a reason we after guys like Shumini. I'm assuming for progressive. I hear that. They use a 3-4-2-1. CFC Felix. Inside forwards, wing backs don't make runs, so no one passes to the mid for our midfield. Transitions is too slow. Didn't press properly. Mids work shit. Yeah, I agree. And you heard what I've just said. Have been saying up to now. Guys, over 50 of you here, only 17 minutes in. Great. Smash the like button for GNA TV. Subscribe to the channel. Let's push the 40 likes marks. The link will come in the chat very soon. Like I said, I'm going to open this up to you guys to get involved. Big up to Nippon as well. Anything but these two limited bums, C1, is what I'm hearing here. Big up to Daniel, says Mason Mount was called the problem, though. Now seeing the same bullshit in 2 games without him. People are saying it's a system. No shit. I've been consistent with it, though. You can't even throw the Mason Mount thing to me because I've never not once said we don't need Mason Mount. That's never come out of my mouth. We have to learn to play without it. This is the thing. We have a system. We have players that need to adapt to the system, whether it's Mason Mount or not Mason Mount. These players have to learn to play in the system. So, yes, there is a system thing. It's clear and obvious that there's a system issue for me. Not a system issue, but it's the way we're playing the system. We bring it onto ourselves. And I will open up the lines, Daniel, and it'll be good to have you on as well, mate. They're redundant. Yeah, I hear that. Justice for Chilwell. Probably get benched next week, so I don't even know why we're even getting so excited about it. Or this week. Cover's first half was horrendous. He was better in the second half when Ruben came on. Yeah, Ruben came on. But even then we were still, still with the same problem. Callum Hudson-Odoi came on as well. Just see you all having a chat in the chat. So, all right. Let's just dig into this rating, and then I'm going to open up lines because it's 18 minutes in, and I'm going to keep it to 25 minutes to myself, and then I'm going to open up to you guys for the next hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half. Get in. Let's talk about the game. You either agree with me, you disagree with what I was saying. I want to know your thoughts and feelings. Let's make sure that we smash the like button, guys. I want to start quickly with Edouard Mendy. Like I said, I'm going to fly through these. So if you want to get involved in the chat, you're more than welcome to. Didn't have much to do. The goal was a great goal. He got beaten by a great goal. I don't really see him the one to criticise. He's probably the last person on the pitch that I could actually give a really bad rating for. I'm looking at Mendy and I'm saying a 6, 5, 6 as a rating, average. He didn't do anything wrong, even though you can see the goal. It was a great goal. It was just the lack of concentration from our defence. Thiago Silva should have stepped out. Rudiger should have gone with his runner. Rudiger should have gone with his runner. Someone that's, who's been performing very well. And he, unfortunately got caught napping. We all got caught napping, which was the story of our game, to be honest, in many ways, the story of our game. So in terms of Mendy, I'm giving him a, 7. I know 7's probably 7 from Mo as well. 6, 5. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not really too picky when it comes to Mendy. We're going to move on. Antonio Rudiger. 5. Just because of the lack of concentration for leading up to the goal. Other than that, he done okay against Chiesa. Chiesa had him a couple of times, but, it weren't his fault at that point because we were just complacent in the midfield, giving balls away stupidly when we were out of position, when they were specifically out of position as well. So 5.5, I don't know, 5, 6, I don't really care. 5 or 6, it doesn't really bother me. There's not much to say about Rudiger. A lot of people saying 6, 6, 6. Yeah, let's give everyone a 3 and move on. Yeah, that's why I said I'm just gonna fly through this, man. I am, because I want to open up the lines. I'm not really interested in, like I said to you, the personnel is an issue because they didn't perform well. And yes, we can judge them based on this performance, but when we're talking about the overall issue, we have to look at the system. We have to point out why it's not working. Like I gave you earlier, 10 minutes ago, I explained about the system already. Why I think it's not working, what the situation is, what the reason is, what we need to do. Maybe we need to find a player that can do that. I don't know, but we don't have any creative players. Marcus Alonso, 2. There was no point of him on the pitch. What was the point of Marcus Alonso yesterday? Does anyone explain to me? Why did we even opt to play him? Just makes no sense. It makes no utter sense to me. Absolutely no sense. But we move again, 3s, 2s, whatever you want to say. Like I said, Andreas Christensen, 4. Got done by Chiesa 3 times. I think it was. Again, didn't have the greatest of games. I don't think he was. Again, was he partly to blame of it? Not really. He just, got caught a couple of times. I keep saying to you guys about this. I said it last season. Consistency. I want to see consistency. At the moment, we've lost 2 games. Fine line games. Just bear in mind, it only 1-0, but we've lost 2 games. All right, and we've lacked a bit of consistency in their performances. And Christensen, unfortunately, didn't have a good game yesterday. He wasn't bad. I'm not saying he was bad. He wasn't great. He wasn't even himself. I don't feel like he was even himself. He got caught a couple of times as well. So you could give him easily a 4, I'd say. Some people saying 4s. Yeah, I agree. 4. 2. Everyone's... guys, stop arguing in the chat. Thiago Silva. 4, 5, 4, 4.5. I don't know. Again, he got caught snacking, which is unusual for him because he's top class, world class. Got caught napping, and yeah, we got punished. He didn't come out, which then allowed the ball to be played into Chiesa, which then Rudiger didn't follow his runner, which then evented in him scoring a great goal into the top corner. So, like I said, 4.5. It is what it is. The reason I have to rate it, those people say, is I haven't been doing it. You know what I mean? And I'm just flying through it, and then I'm opening up the lines. In terms of Chilwell, I'd give him a 6. I thought he came on 6.5. I thought he had a decent game when he came on at halftime. He deserves to start. He gives us more flow, forwards and backwards. Looks more threatening. Gives us more width. He's better than Alonso. This myth of Alonso being better than Chilwell and based on form is bollocks. I'm sorry, it's bollocks. 6. I'd say a 6 easily for Chilwell. Easily a 6 for Chilwell. I see Mo saying 2. 2. Oh, to Aspie 2. Yeah, 6. Aspie coming in. Let's talk Aspie quickly. What do you want to say to Aspie? 2s, 3s. Fours. What do you want to give him? Whatever you want. I don't really care. But again, lack of creativity. Not his fault. Not his game. Keep playing him in a position that I know he's not comfortable in playing. Could have put Callum Hudson-Odoi in at half time. Give us something different. We miss Reece James there. He is literally covering a position because we have Reece James injured. If Reece James is not injured, he should be playing there, especially in a game like this. Should be. He should be playing. I'm looking at the chat as well, guys. Obviously, I can see 3s from C1 London, 2s, 0s from CFC Felix. Everyone's not too happy with Aspie. Fair enough. Fair enough. Over 70 of you here, guys. Let's get to 50 likes. Let's do that. We can do that. Move on to the midfield. Like I said, I'm flying through this. Jorginho, our player of the year. Slow, not progressive enough. Got caught in midfield a couple of times. Tried to keep the ball moving in the second half. Sideways, backwards, sideways, backwards. The same thing that I keep saying all the time. Sideways, backwards. I would say he was a 3 for him, for his standards, in terms of the levels he set and who he is. He had a poor game. 3, 4, whatever you want to give him. Some people saying 4. Chi's saying 3. Divaj is saying 5. 3.5. 5 from Blue Lounge. Jorginho defensively poor. Yeah, I agree. He was just overall poor. Poor. Mateo Kovacic. 3, 2. I actually could push it as a 2. 3, 2. I don't know. He just wasn't himself again. And he annoyed me more because he had moments when we broke. And he is more progressive because he can carry the ball and decides to go backwards. We've broke the lines and we've got Havertz, Ziyech and Lukaku making runs. And you decide to go backwards or sideways instead of just playing a risk-taking ball. None of our players want to take risks. They're too comfortable or they're too scared of doing something wrong. So I would say a 3, 2. Blue Lounge says 3. Cover 2, 3, 3. Poor. Cover's 4. Worst game for him this season is what I'm hearing here. Fair enough. Fair enough. Ross Barkley, is it even worth bringing him up? I'm not even going to do it. What was he doing on the pitch? Why didn't Timo Werner come on? Why did we make a decision to bring off I think it was Havertz, whoever it was, Ziyech, to then throw on another midfielder when it was congested anyway? That was the most area that was congested. Like we decided to do that. That just made no sense. We needed runners. We didn't get it. Callum Hudson-Odoi again. Do I bring him up? No. When he came on, 4. Didn't do much. Hakim Ziyech. Come on in. What do you want to say about Hakim Ziyech, guys? What do you say about Hakim Ziyech? What are we giving Hakim Ziyech? Anyone want to give him anything? Because I don't even know what to give this guy. I'm done with him. I'm so done. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. You know, he looked hungry in the first half, hunting the ball down, this, that, and the other, but non-existent. Not really, able to give us a performance of any kind. Lewis is giving Christensen a 10 when he was a 3, like everyone's already said. Allow your agenda and accept that your Christensen was poor, very poor. Ziyech was as a 2 at a max. 2. Mo says 2. ZVO says 7. ZVO, you've got to come on, mate. You have got to come on with a comment like that. Declare says -1. QNTV says 1, 1, 3. Everyone's just like, we'll get into it. I'm flying through these. I'm not even going to get into it. Did I miss anyone from there? I think I missed Ruben, didn't I? Ruben even there? He's probably further up. There he is. Romelu Lukaku. What do you want to give Romelu Lukaku, guys? Go on. I would say he had one really good chance. And in that moment, he should have he at least got it on target. Other than that, we didn't create enough for him. 3, 4, maybe a 4. 3, 4. I don't know. Like, the only thing I would say with Romelu Lukaku is that chance that he did have, they're the moments, them clutch moments, like what you saw with Ronaldo for Man United yesterday, where you need someone to step up and get you out of the grudge. He needs to start doing that. In that moment, he needs to step up. He needs to show that Didier Drogba moment, that Diego Costa moment. Fuck it. Eden Hazard moments. I'm going to say it. Eden Hazard moments. In moments where you're not playing well and you need someone to step up, and even if they haven't had the ball and they've been limited, which we already know, they get that one moment, that one chance. You know, just make it happen. Be the difference. He needs to start doing that. You know, people were still questioning him not being a big game player. You know, it will continue until that changes, until he does something. But it is what it is. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I'm not even going to get into it. 4, 5. Well, actually, 5, 6 for Ruben, actually, because when he came on, he was, you know, a little bit more direct. Tried to pick out balls and try and get people moving, but again, it wasn't pretty. Just wasn't pretty. You know, it just wasn't pretty. Not much to say there. Did I even say Kai Havertz? Kai Havertz has done a runner. Let's do Kai Havertz. 2. He got better later in the second half, I think, but still lackluster, poor performance. But why? Why are we having these performances would be the question mark. You know, why are we having these performances? He was poor. He shouldn't be. He's a great talent. He's got ability. He's got the ability to become a very good player for Chelsea. You know, I know he's a slow burner. If you look at him at Leverkusen, he's always poor. It's like poor. His stats are not very good in the first half of the season. He wakes up in the second, but he needs to change that. He can't just be waddling through games like he is at the moment. He needs to be the difference. You know, money was spent on him. He's still very young and raw, and I agree. But at the same time, we need to see more from him. You know, he's making the wrong decisions yesterday, which is unlike him. Usually he's more calm. He wasn't calm. You know, and I don't know. Maybe it's just the fact that they're trying to do individual greatness rather than actually working together because they're not receiving the ball, like I keep saying, in the system that they're playing in. But I don't know. Over 86 people here at the moment. Continue to smash the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel as well. We are going to open up the lines for you guys now. We are half hour in, so let's get the link in the chat. We are talking about Chelsea and their performance yesterday. I already brought up that one of the reasons why I think it doesn't work is because progressively we're not good enough creativity. A number of times yesterday, Kovacic, Jorginho had the opportunity to play the balls into the spaces, you know, that Ziyech and Lukaku and Havertz may have had, that limited space, and we just didn't find them. And we continuously want to do the comfortable ball. Sideways. That's what I call it, the sideways dance. We're the sideways dance team. We like doing everything sideways, you know? But what is that? Why are we so sideways backwards? That is the thing that gets me the most at the moment. The sideways backwards football that we're currently, you know, doing at the moment. But anyway, let's get some people in. The link is in the chat. AC Penitentiary is crumbling. Let's have it, is what Daniel's saying as well. I don't think Christensen was that bad, Jim. Oh, no, don't even go there. Don't even start me off because he wasn't great. Yeah, I hate when we start doing this. He was not good. None of them were good. Let's get it right. Let's just have it right here. None of them were good. Redneck. Declared. Anna. What else we got here? Nippin's driving. Guys, Redneck. Well, what do you want to talk about? Because you've heard what I've said. I don't mind talking about individual players, but I really want to understand what the problem is in terms of the system. What are your thoughts on the game overall?
It's post-game stress disorder. Sorry, Mike. It's a post-game stress disorder. Literally, I'm deprived of the joy of watching a game. How many times I said the most important position in the field is defensive midfield? That's the most important position for me in the field. If defensive midfield doesn't put the structure to the game early in the game, you're going to suffer through the game. Our progression for the midfield to forwards was non-existent, like literally non-existent. The rating should be 5 and below, like literally.
Yeah.
Mendy got beat by the great goal, but it was on his closest corner. He got beat by his closest corner. He shouldn't be beaten if he's that great. It's his close corner.
It was a good finish, though, Redneck. It was a good finish, mate. To be fair.
It was a good finish, but technically, he got beat by his by the close corner. Technically,
my issue is it's the build up to the goal.
That's exactly. And you saying that Thiago on the thing, I will go forward. I yelled yesterday on Aspi, and I've calmed down since then. But if you watch the replay, Aspi doesn't challenge the first header. The first header was placed it right into the player. He just jumped. He got caught in the middle of no one and between two players, and he decided that behind the player is more important than the forward, than play in front of them. For me, the biggest problem with our system is the slowness of Jorginho.
Here we go. I'm ready for this. Let's go.
Jorginho has always been slow on developing going forward. That's the problem. You don't get the forward. You don't go forward. If your defensive midfield is going wide on the beginning, how are you going to switch to the middle?
I think they're both doing it though, Redneck. I thought Kovacic broke the lines and decided to go backwards a number of times when he should have gone forward.
I agree, but there's the reason why behind it, because Jorginho plays him there. He always watch Jorginho's hands when he's playing. His hands are telling you where he's gonna pass it.
Yeah.
I don't have agendas. I hate that prick.
Oh, Redneck's letting it out. Over 90 of you here, guys. Smash the like button. You're listening to Chelsea, us talk about Chelsea, the system, what the issues were, the players, whatever it is. But in theory, I want to understand. I know we're going to start, our agendas are going to slowly start coming out on players and who didn't play well, but
100%.
I really need to understand what the issue was. Gone, Couch, with the system. What do you think it is?
Conte said it, man. We haven't learned how to play with a recognized 9. We don't know how to play with Lukaku. He's too static. He sits in the box, and we don't know how to build attacks with him just sitting there. It's just last year when we played with the false 9 system, it was more fluid. We had more people in the half spaces. It pulled defenders out of position. We were able to get in behind. Right now, what we're seeing is a very static attack. Like, we're sitting there, we're looking for angles to play through balls. We're trying to play 1-2s. It almost came off a couple times, but it's not good enough. We need more movement off the ball. We need more runners. We need our wing backs to get forward and threaten that freaking 18. Like all of that, it's.
Let me ask you a quick question. Was Inter Milan under Conte? Was it a possession team or is it a counter-attacking team?
Counter-attacking team.
Here's your freaking answer to your question: why we don't play the Lukaku? Because we play in a possession game. We don't play in counter.
No, I agree that, but the facts still remain. We have to learn.
I know. So let's learn how to play with Lukaku by living the possession game and play counter-attacking. That's what you answer for it.
That's
what Conte says. That's what Conte says.
Conte said that we have to learn how to utilize it
exactly. To utilize them better, it's to play the counter-attacking team, the counter-attacking style.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, wait. So you're saying we bought the wrong striker?
Hold on, because Lukaku doesn't he have like 60, 70 goals for Belgium? He's their top goal scorer. They don't play a defensive or counter-attacking type of football. They find him. Kevin De Bruyne.
I'm answering the Conte. I answer the Conte's.
But you're making it sound like that's the only way to play.
No.
The way you were saying it was like counter-attacking football is the only way to get the best out of
Lukaku.
I'm answering. No, that's not what I meant. I'm answering the Conte's saying on the newspaper. That's how we're supposed to play. That's how he said
didn't say that. He didn't give a specific style. You said that Inter plays this style.
Yeah, exactly. But he was
but
saying
that's not the only way to get the best out of him.
No. That's not.
If a Crouch is coming from Conte, you know what he's employing. Yeah?
Yes.
That's his way of football, and he's saying, "I got the best out of Lukaku," and
he's
because I
basically
played
saying,
this way.
"Guys, hire me back, man. I'll come back. I'll fix this up. I'll fix this up."
So what? I'm still trying to understand this. What the game I saw yesterday was that we just lacked creativity. We lacked complacency. We just lacked. I was confused with it. Really, it confused me watching it. But
one shot on goal in 180 minutes.
That's not good enough. But what is it? Is it what I'm saying? We're not playing the balls quick enough into the final the free up front. I don't think we do. I think we're too sideways backwards. We break the lines. We don't want to move the ball quicker. I know we like picking out Ziyech and Havertz and Lukaku and whoever else that's playing up there. But if the midfield are not progressively playing the ball forwards when they're getting in good positions,
you need to qualify what midfield. You need to clarify what's midfield.
What? Like, it's getting stupid. This side, they're so comfortable in doing this all the time. I keep saying it.
Exactly. We're
We're
going wide.
Again.
It's like we can't play without the wing backs.
But then that's an issue because you're asking Aspie, who is, let's be serious, he's not a wing back. I've been saying this for fucking months. He's not a fucking wing back. Yeah, to get forward and create. And Alonso, who when he wants to on his day will turn up and not turn up like he did yesterday. Yeah, Chilwell we saw in the second half when he came on for me. He looked more comfortable over there. And we're just covering for Reece James because Reece James, in theory, if he was on that pitch, would have given us some more outlet down that wing.
To be honest,
we can't be relying on the wing back.
I actually
Why
thought.
have we got to keep relying on them to do it? Why can't we get these boys in the middle to do something as well? Do you know what I mean? Like,
to be honest, I actually thought, and like during the pre-match, I wasn't really considering it, but like the fact that we didn't have a right-footed like attacker was bothering me. And then I was thinking, well, maybe Callum's going to come into this game just due to the fact that we need a set piece taker that's right-footed. And I was like, why isn't this guy playing on the right, the wing-back position at least? We were just so defensive. We actually had 5 defenders on the pitch. It wasn't like we were playing with wing-backs trying to advance the ball forward. We played with 5 defenders.
We've always played like that, Crouch. And I don't think right footing was the least of our issues, man, in that game. Like, I don't know if you guys remember.
Not even saying that was the issue. I'm just saying that when I was thinking about the game, I was like, maybe Callum can play.
I think it's low priority. Like, there were so many other issues, man. We've had last year, right? We struggled against low block teams. This is nothing new, but the difference was, right, is that they never got much of a sniff of the chance. We gave them all their chances. They broke on us like there was no tomorrow, right? Like, the difference was that now we have Lukaku planted centrally, right? Our wing-backs are slow on overlap. Like, that were the big problems. Having Aspie and Alonso was so slow in a team that plays low box, right? Now we've got sixes that don't join the attack. We expected a lot because last year we had three players at the front, interchangeable, right? Any position. Now we got 2, and they barely showed up. No one else to help them. I thought this game was going to be a 0-0 because I didn't think they're going to get much of a sniff as well. They didn't play for the win. They played for the draw, right? The whole team was poor. I don't think there's nothing wrong with the system. The players we had were poor. And I think when Tuchel snapped, they made those 3 subs on of the young guys. I hope they play this weekend too. They changed it all.
I believe.
Really quickly.
Well,
sorry, guys. I know I've been talking a lot already, but it's just it's frustrating me. I'm still a bit frustrated this morning. I'm not angry. Look, it's not a crisis. It's just frustrating when you watch your team play the way they did, and it needs answers. But look, this is not a problem. 73% possession. It's what we're doing with that possession. All right, that's the problem. And then you look at this: 16 shots, only 1 on target. That is a goddamn problem for me. That is a big problem. I'm sorry. You can't be having 16 shots and only having 1 on target. We've done this last season in games as well. I remember looking at stats where we had 20-odd shots, 2 on target. All the time. I don't get it. I just don't get how we are having this.
Lukaku was meant to solve it, yeah, Jim?
But we got the same problem. Because we're not creating enough for him. Anyway, even though we're having 16 shots, it's just winning.
Yeah, so we had more creation and non-conversion, and now we're not converting and creation, which is now a bigger problem.
The opposite.
Yeah. I don't count the Man City game. This is 2 very different losses. Yep. I think that's maybe a small.
I agree. I agree. That's 2 different losses.
But they're similar. They're similar in one way. This is the first time I've seen Tuchel out tactic back to back. Like he was completely Allegri laid out exactly what he wanted to do. He decided to play 5 at the back and play with no striker. Basically, played his system against him and beat him.
And parking the box isn't tactically genius. Do you know what I mean? Like it's simple. He played for a draw, right? He didn't want to lose.
No, I get that. But
isn't some tactical genius, right?
Last season, Tuchel faced all the tactical geniuses and beat them, and that's why that was the main reason we believed in him. Was you can go to Pep, you can go to Real Madrid, you can go to Atletico Madrid and out tactic them. And what Pep did to him, and now what Allegri has done to him, that's the main problem. We can go at individual players, but the wing backs are always they're going to be who they are. Aspilicueta is 32. I don't know what the hell you expect him to change in his game at 32, but he's not going to change anything.
That's a fact.
Alonso is 29 or 28. I don't know what make more runs or do this. He's not doing any of the shit that we're asking for. He is who he is, right? So you know all this. You know what's going on with your midfielders. You know it can't simply be all just on the players. It's not just on the attacking players. They're not all just shit. You know what I'm saying? He needs to get this system right and figure it out. Maybe he's still figuring it out, but this is on him to figure out.
But even the strengths of Aspi and Alonso weren't even shown. That they had poor games as well. So it has to be down to the players. Let's trusted him like he does.
Let's get some more because there's other people here as well. We've got Big Ron here. We've got Pan Afric here. We've got Sports Cam KSA here as well. So and Nippon's here as well. What are you saying, Nippon? Go on, mate. What are you saying?
Why is Nippon always on the move when he's on?
He's always on the move, mate. Can't hear you, Nippon. You got some sort of weird Wi-Fi. It's not working. Can't hear anything. Let's move on to Big Ron. He's a Man United fan, actually, so it'd be good to hear from him. What are you saying, Big Ron?
Good afternoon, Jen. Good afternoon, gents. This is more of an outsider kind of looking in. And all I'm going to say is, well, let me qualify it first. I'm not saying Chelsea are a bad team, and I'm not saying Tuchel is a bad manager. It's going to be best to just judge the performance on the 90 minutes. That's it. And I think it was just a bad day in the office for Chelsea. You know, there's no disrespect in losing to Juventus in Turin. You know, it's a tough place to go. And they beat you 1-0. And, you know, looking at it, there was a lapse of concentration when the second half started, you know, for about 11 seconds. And they caught you. And that were it. It's unfortunate that you weren't able to kind of get back into the game. But, you know, I don't think it's too deep. But I'm pretty sure you guys will be back on the weekend. But it was just like, you know, a lot of people kind of going in over the top. I don't think there's any major surgery that's required as far as Chelsea and Tuchel goes. It's just a bit of tinkering, if that makes sense. And obviously you are missing some players like Mount and stuff like that, and it's quite fashionable. A team loses, whoever didn't play in that team, it's like, we lost because that player wasn't playing or that player wasn't playing, and you know the player that wasn't involved, all of a sudden they become Maradona and Pele, which you know it doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna, you know, perform in the same way. Like United yesterday, Telles scored a goal for us, but if Luke Shaw was fit, he probably would have played. Telles wouldn't have played, and he wouldn't have scored that goal. It's just, you know, football's a funny game, if that makes sense. So I'd say, I know it's going to hurt for you guys at the moment, but stay calm, stay composed. You guys will be back on the weekend. Like I was saying, I don't think it's anything to worry about because Tuchel is a top coach. Chelsea's a very good team with a squad of excellent players. And like I was saying, you can have a bad day at the office. I mean, Boris Becker famously said it in a quote one time when he lost the final or something. And he's like, people, all I did was lose the tennis match. That's it. I'll be back and I'll be winning the next tennis match.
Yeah, you're right. We didn't lose to young boys. You're right about that.
You know, we've got our own problems. You don't want to get us started on our problems. We've got a lot of problems. But if I'm honest, I'm seeing some similar parallels in the sense that in the final third, the team and the players are not gelling quite as you'd like it. And obviously, you've got a new player in terms of Lukaku, and you need to change the way you guys are kind of, you need to feed the striker, if that makes sense. And the problem we've had at United is we don't feed our strikers and we struggle against low blocks, and we're still trying to work out that conundrum. So we got similar problems, if that makes sense. So I can empathize with some of the issues. You know, you guys play better football than us. There's no argument about that. We don't really play as a team. We play as individuals. But you just got to figure it out. And the thing is, because of the Euros in the summer, there was no pre-season to kind of gel it, you know, to lock it down. You know, does Lukaku want the ball crossed in near post, far post, to his feet, you know, in space? That's all kind of, you know, people have got to work that out. And unfortunately for yourselves and for United, we're going to, you know, players are going to have to work it out on the pitch while games are happening. We ain't got the luxury of doing it in pre-season, playing some friendlies, trying to work it out. And it's going to be a bit of hit or miss, if that makes sense. So just keep the faith, keep your chins up, lad. You'll be back. Don't worry, man.
No, we're all right. We're all right.
The problem is our owner doesn't have a patience. If we go in a slump, our owner doesn't have a patience.
It is only 2 games, and we do need to receive a response. And I think Dan mentioned it in the chat as well. He basically said that we've got a good run of games to get back into the swing of things now. Do you know what I mean? And try and start getting some points on the board and start seeing some decent performances coming in from our football club as well. And like I said, Joe, it's not more of a rant or a crisis that we've lost back to back. It's annoying. If you look at it, we've lost it based on fine lines. We've lost 1-0 in both games. Maybe the Man City game we could have lost 2 or 3, but there were fine lines, fine margins between the games. So, I mean, and the lack of concentration for me in both. But Pan Afric, what are you saying, mate?
Yeah, guys. For me, I think we have a series of problems, especially when it comes to the attacking side of the game. We don't have much problem with our defending because we defend perfectly. Yeah, we considered a goal against Man City was a deflection. Yeah, and Juventus were brilliant with their goal. We are caught off guard. But when you look at the attacking aspect of our game, that's where we lack a lot. Going forward, we don't have too many men in the box. You have just Lukaku or Kai Havertz. Those who are playing on the wings, they don't get into the box. They stay out of the box and they wait for the crosses. I don't understand how you want to score from out of the box. If you're playing the left wing back or the right wing back, and if the ball is at the right side of the field, I think you should be getting into the box so that you make the numbers. Our midfielders are not getting into the box to make more men into the box. If you look at the way City plays, when the ball is at the right side, you have at least 4 players inside the box waiting for a cross. If you look at the way,
right? They play.
Look at the way Manchester.
What 4 players do you want to get in the box? Like of the setup that we had yesterday, what 4 players do you think should be in the box?
Kovacic should be in the box. If the ball is at the right side, you have Kai Havertz, Romelu Lukaku. Either you have Alonso or Aspilicueta. One of them should get into the box. Either way, you cannot be having a
box though. He's like one
yes,
of the
of
worst
course.
coaches I've ever seen.
At least you take his chances. He doesn't shoot. He doesn't give the direct passes. Our
midfield presence, you got to play somebody like Ruben Loftus-Cheek there, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Like you can't play Kobe.
But even Loftus-Cheek, when he came into the pitch, he wasn't getting into the box. Nobody was getting into the box. Rose Barkley, the same thing. They spend more time on the ball. How can a player be spending up to 10 seconds with the ball before giving a pass, before thinking of giving a pass?
Yeah,
you kill the game. We get the ball. We play sideways and nobody makes a forward run. Look at the way Lampard used to play.
You're talking about tempo right now. That's exactly what I was talking about. We move the ball too slow and are so lethargic in our attacks. You're right, 100%.
Yeah, look at the way Lampard used to play as a midfielder. When he gets the ball, if he plays it down to the wing, the next thing he does is he makes those runs. There's nobody making those runs from the midfield. It's killing our game. We don't have more men in the box, and if we put in 100 crosses, if Lukaku misses, nobody gets at the end of it because there's nobody in the box. It's a problem. Our midfield, they are too slow on the ball. They are too slow on the ball, and they don't take their chances. They don't shoot. Only Conte and Mason Mount. Those are the only people who can shoot from outside the rest. I don't know what they do on the training pitch. They should practice how to shoot from outside the box.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
We brought in Saul Niguez, and how telling is it right now that guy can't get into a game like that? Like when he's probably the best guy, like the best midfielder that could probably score, like striking the ball from outside the box or something like that. Like he's not even getting on the pitch. Ross Barkley came on.
I was expecting Timo. I was expecting Timo to come in. Yeah, I really wanted Timo to come in. And
why did Ross Barkley come on the pitch? Can someone answer me that question? Because we were congested. Can I just say something? We were congested as hell as it was anyway. We brought Ruben Loftus-Cheek on, and we go and bring Ross Barkley on and take the job when we need a runner. It just made no sense.
I just think Thomas was confused. I just think he was confused and didn't know what to do. He wanted something new, so he just had to just bring in those guys. And I'm surprised with Callum Hudson. He has been given enough chance.
The Ross Barkley one, I think it's to do with when Barkley and Lukaku, they both played at Everton together. So I think they might have some old school understanding that they were trying to maybe rekindle. And I think somebody did say that, Barkley might have slipped Lukaku in once or twice. But I think there's some logic behind it, if that makes sense, although it's not that obvious.
Yeah.
I think that might have something to do with it.
I think it was a warning to everyone else that no one's position safe, because I honestly laughed when I saw him come on.
I don't
I'll just
understand
laugh
what's
at it.
happening with Odoi. Odoi, I don't understand what's happening with him. He's afraid to take on players. You get
He's
him the
always
ball,
been afraid.
you go and you come back and you pass back to the mid. I don't understand what's happening with that guy. If he doesn't
Well,
want
But
to play for
we
Chelsea,
don't
he
have
should let
any
us
players
know.
that can take on players. Even Cho didn't
Well,
want to take on players.
we
No one
do.
wanted
We
to
do
take
have
on
players
anyone.
that can take on players. Pulisic is injured and never blooming fit. Yeah, you can take
For
on a player. Callum
for
Hudson-Odoi.
Hakim for
is-
Hakim
wish you could take
Ziyech,
on
I
an
don't
injury,
want to
Jen.
catch him again. I don't want to see Hakim in the Chelsea team again. That guy has been so disappointing. He has been so disappointing. I don't understand.
I know Dan's sitting here and he's waiting to say it. I know it's in his. He's
Then
waiting to say that
I wish it was
without
Johnny that said
Mason,
it.
Hakim,
without Mason Mount, there is no.
we really
Chelsea.
miss Mason. We
No,
really
Innit, man?
miss
no
Mason.
Mason Mount, no minerals.
Yeah, we missed Mason yesterday. Even the game at City, I think if he was there, we would have seen a different game from us. But
Yeah,
Mason
I
is a big
agree.
part of
At
our
least
game.
he's direct. You know what I mean? He takes the risk and plays the ball, and that doesn't always pull off every time, but at least he does it. And yesterday,
He does.
needed it.
Yeah.
So, go on, Dan. What you saying, man? Tell us.
Nah, I'm not gonna talk about Mason. Again, I don't think each player right of this game and the last game shows me it's not really on every single player because we're gonna do this every single game, every poor game that we have till the system changes, or even if the system doesn't change, things in the system in this current system need to be a little bit different. I agree with what Panafric was saying in terms of runners into the box. When you have Lukaku static, right, and you have your wingbacks not bombing forward, you know, I've been thinking recently, why not do something similar to what Pep does with his wingbacks? When he tucks one of them in who doesn't push forward, especially on the left side, he doesn't have any good left back or any left back that's going to push up on a consistent basis. So what does he do? He pushes them into midfield and pushes whoever the other 8 is all the way up. Gundogan is damn near next to the box at all times,
We
right?
have
And
different
he's supposed to
personnel,
be,
though, right?
Yeah,
huh?
it's a different
We
system
have
though.
different personnel.
Yeah, I mean different personnel, but we have a lot of 8s. A lot of 8s who can go box to box. So allowing them to play box to box, knowing your right wing back isn't going to push up either way. Aspilicueta receives the ball inside his own half most of the time. Most of the time when he gets the ball, he's in his own half. You're not supposed to be in your own half if you're a right wing back. So he's not going to push forward, and you know he's not going to push forward. Like I said, knowing your own players at 32, that's not going to happen, right? And Reese even struggles with that. He doesn't push forward all the time. It's not in his natural game. So if you tuck him in and you come in and support Jorginho, whoever the second 6 is or second 8, you push all the way up because the right wing back isn't going to push up anyway.
Yeah, it's just whether or not you have the personnel that's going to affect the game, even when they push up. Like what you're talking about right now is like if Conte pushes up and gets into the box, or if Kovacic pushes up and gets into the box. Like those guys don't have an impact in the final 18. That's the problem.
Conte does because he offers a different
off his
problem to
cheek,
teams when he pushes all the way up. But again, what I'm saying is you don't need to play the 2 6s when you have a system of one of the wing backs tucking in to actually help, right? Because you know they're not going to push forward. You play a different 8. You either play Mount in the 8 position so you can play another attacker. You play Loftus Cheek, or you play Kovacic and have Kovacic push all the way up.
Yeah,
They're
it's
meant to push
just-
forward.
yeah.
Then those wing backs are meant to push forward. They're there for width. The stretch
They're
the
not
play.
going to listen. We know who our wing backs are. You know who Aspilicueta is. Like I said, he's not going to change. He's 32. So the
Yeah,
expectation of him, I'm saying the
I'm saying
expectation of him
systematically,
pushing forward.
I agree. I agree with the player bit. I'm saying systematically that player is meant to push forward a lot, right? He has a right centre back to help him, and the 6s, right? For the if he gets tucked behind, right? But they're meant to do what you're saying. It's just that Aspie getting up and down that pitch, right, is a big issue, and Alonso as well. The person that's meant to play is meant to do what you're saying. It's
No,
just
but
that
I'm
Aspie's
saying
struggling to do it.
if Aspie can't do it, have one of the 8s do it and make him tuck in. And we
Yeah.
can't say we haven't seen it done because that's what Pep does.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
knows
but
his
Pepsi's a
players are
totally
gonna
different
push
system,
forward.
bro.
Here's
It's
what
not
I
about
think
the
about
system, it's
the
about the role you're having the players do. You need an extra runner up there. We don't have it like Pan Afric said. We don't have an extra runner up there. our movement up there is now stiff. Because
on the some
no
level,
making runs. We don't find them anyway.
On the some level, look.
Listen, if you have a runner running Austin at all times,
can you see what I draw here? Can you see?
Team of Werner runs. We never find him.
No.
A
runner. If you have a runner from deep, if you have a runner from deep coming in at all times, that pulls players away from the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
Or even if he doesn't pull players away, if you go long, he can just flick it on, and he knows the player is winning.
Guys,
one describing Danny's wingers, man.
Before we continue, we just got a bit of news from Fabrizio Romano, basically saying that Chelsea are still negotiating with Tony Rudiger, agent, over new contract. Talks ongoing. There's currently no agreement on salary, but it's not over as Rudiger is so happy with Chelsea and Tuchel. Bayern Munich and Real Madrid are interested in case he'll be a fit. So basically, from what I get from that is we're still in control of this. But if he does end up going on a free, then Bayern and Real Madrid will eat him up. So basically, he wants to sort something out with Chelsea, is what Fabrizio Romano is saying. There is what I'm getting with that. So that was 13 minutes ago.
Can I say something about the formation and everything? Since I can't see my awesome drawing. Here's the thing: when Mount is playing, that's why reason why I don't think it's a system. But I kind of blame Tuchel for not adjusting to that problem. When Mount is playing in that situation, Mount drops into the outside of box to midfield. That will create space to go on the wing for the fullbacks. What happens here when we pass into the fullbacks? Nobody from forwards draw into the into the space of outside the box. That creates vacuum there. So both players already on the wide and nobody in the middle outside the.
Ziyech was meant to do that, and he kept going wide.
That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, spoilers.
That's what I'm saying. That wings will always come for the wings, and the players, attacking players, do not receive the ball outside the box in the middle. They tend to go to the full back, and now we don't have nothing here. And Jorginho and Kovacic not filling up that space. That's the problem. If you can see the game from the sky view, you will see there is a big empty spot between a defensive midfield and Lukaku. All of midfield is going wide, and there's nobody here.
Yeah,
that's the biggest problem.
Right? That's where the space is. They're looking for space.
But what I was saying was this, right? You have an 8 in that position to push into that space.
But that's not 8. It's supposed to be. That's supposed to be 10. That's
I know.
Inside forward.
I hear what you're saying, but that's what Mount does. Mount drops in to play that role of a 10 and an 8, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying when you don't have Mount and you have more attacking players who aren't going to drop in, right? Having something different would be pushing one of your 8s or 6s into that role, having that person be the link, right? And then having Aspie tuck in more, because Aspie isn't going to push forward, fam. He's not.
Exactly,
we know he's not.
Exactly. You're right.
So have him be useful by helping
Kovacic supposed to do it. Kovacic supposed to do it, but Kovacic cannot do it by himself. You can't just go 8 by himself and leave 6 exposed.
No, I agree.
Because we all know that 6 is not fast, and we all know what he does only by dyeing his hair. The problem is if you push an 8 up, 6 has to push up. You can't just stay separately from him, because he cannot pass it to the wide if he gets pressured under the pressure. So Jorginho is supposed to push with him, but Jorginho passing sideways or to the wing backs. That's if you look at Jorginho's positioning, how he passes. He passes to the Kovacic on the side or fullbacks on the left or right. He doesn't push it forward. They don't do 1-2 over here in the middle. That's why we're playing. He puts Kovacic. I'm not saying Kovacic. It's Kovacic's fault, because it kind of is, but it's not in the same time. If 6 plays with 8 in the 6th level, Kovacic is not gonna go forward.
Do you know what the real issue? Do you know what the real issue is, right?
Guys?
Is fans like this. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that just annoys me.
Yeah, that's
as not a Chelsea fan of 100 years, of 100 years, I can't take it anymore.
No.
Come on,
you reincarnate as another Chelsea fan.
Let's not give him more
No, I ain't giving it no more recognition. I'm not going to give the 100 people watching the thing. I just thought it was funny because our fan base can be so reactionary, and we just have to say it as from what we see it. And yes, we lack to create. We lack to create enough for Lukaku. We still lack movement from Ziyech. I don't really understand Ziyech anymore, to be honest. I don't get him as an individual. Kai Havertz, people want to dig at him. Yeah, he's not been great at the moment. I do hear that. But why are these players so bad? Is the question. What is the issue? Is it because of
you can blame?
Can I just?
You can blame all the forward players, but who creates? What position in the football responsible for most creativity?
Well, supposedly our wing backs are meant to be doing it when they shouldn't.
No. I'm saying doesn't matter of the system. When you're thinking of creativity, what position that the player plays?
Number 10.
Number 10, isn't it? That's who you're saying. Yeah.
Exactly. Who's the number 10? Please tell me.
Well, we know it is, don't we? Hakim Ziyech and blimmin' whoever else is there.
Ziyech is number 10?
Well, he
was meant to play as a number 10.
He should be as a number 10, but it's only because of the system we play. Isn't it?
No, it's a winger kind of shoehorn in the number 10. That's what we're trying to do. We've got two wingers.
Who's your number 10 then, Redneck?
Mount, Ramon Loftus-Cheek, Barkley.
They're 8s for me.
Yeah. They 8?
They're 8s for me, yeah.
Maybe Mount.
Can I just say something, guys?
Mount was a combo player, but be that as it may, you can't play a system that, and that's what I'm saying. Even when he's not in there, you have to find a different way to operate. You know, with playing with more 8s, right? Not just a double 6 system. Playing with the 8, have the 8 play that role. You know, that midfield role. And I know you can't leave Jorginho by himself. You have to protect him. And that's why I'm saying you tuck in one of the wing backs to help him because he can't be there in that midfield role by himself. So I don't know. I mean, we can't have,
Dan, I'll explain it. You know the 6s, they're
with 2 10s and Mount is the only real 10. That doesn't make sense. We have to do something different.
Hey, when Redneck and that was talking about it, those 6s, I know I want them to push forward, and in these type of games, maybe we don't need to. But as the wingbacks push on, they're meant to help us on the break and help on the right and left side, getting into the pockets behind the wingbacks with the right centre backs. They're meant to double up. That's why they're so deep and don't do nothing. And we've always played that, and we never got any team that broke on us. We dealt with it. Yeah, that's
if we had wingbacks, if we had wingbacks that bombed forward, then it'll just be about them getting their movement right and doing better at that. But we don't, right? So we can't go the whole season saying Azpilicueta needs to bomb forward. We're wasting our time. He's not going to do it.
He did in some games. Like I'm comparing to last season, so in some games he did the role.
Of course, no, he does it in spurts. But we're talking about like for our system to work and for our players to have space, because their left back is always going to tuck in and help out with the attacking mid if he doesn't have a threat there. But if Azpilicueta has to make that run every time, it requires a lot of energy that he doesn't have. What Alonso does, he just hangs up there, right? He just doesn't even come back because he also doesn't have the energy to go back and forth.
There was one time yesterday he was on the right wing. There was the one time when he was on the right wing back.
Yeah, Alonso goal hangs, right? So because he doesn't have the energy to go back and forth either. So he goal hangs. Azpilicueta edges his bet, but he edges his bet on the defensive end, right? Because he knows he can't just bomb forward. So Azpilicueta isn't going forward, and Alonso is going to go hang, and his performance is neither here nor there. So Azpilicueta is basically most of the time, 75% of the time of the game, he's useless as an attacking option.
I disagree.
Why?
Why is because Azpilicueta this season has more assists than any of our attacking players. He has 2 assists, and both came from Azpilicueta making a run on the right-hand side. For me personally, I think the reason why our wingbacks look
you're
weaker.
Picking moments.
No, I'm not picking moments. I'm not picking moments. Let me
play wingback though, and with those
one moment was against a team that we created nothing against in Russia.
Yes, 100%. But hear me out. Hear me out. Right? When has Alonso not played well? When has Alonso not played well for Chelsea? The past 2 games.
The last 3 games.
No, it's not about him not playing well. It's where he's playing. I feel like we're using him because we haven't got no Reece James. He then gets forced to play in a position that I don't think he is. I think he'd rather sit in the 3 as a right centre back than sit as a right wing back because
I agree with you, Jim.
Yeah,
I agree with you, but take Alonso. Alonso has been poor this past 2 games. Why has that been? And for me, it's clear it's because Mason Mount is not in the team. You see, I agree totally with Redneck Blue that Kai Havertz, Ziyech, the difference between the 3 of them, Mount and those 2, is that they don't work as hard back as what Mount does. Mount comes back deep enough such that we become a 3 in the midfield. And when he does come deep, it creates space on the left-hand side for the player in Alonso to bomb forward. That is the exact same thing happens to Reece James and to Azpilicueta. When Mount comes in, it brings Kai Havertz more central, creating space on the right-hand side for a Reece James or an Azpilicueta to make an overlap. So we must stop putting pressure on our right back and our left back saying they're not performing. Where we are underperforming is in the middle with our attacking players in Havertz and Ziyech. You can clearly see the big difference.
When Mount isn't playing, that's what I'm trying to.
No, this is. I agree.
You can't just be Mount's not in the team, so our system doesn't work. And I'm not having that. I'm the biggest Mount fan, but he can't go from being the problem on every stream to not being the solution to every problem.
Yeah.
Ziyech was trying to do the Mount role yesterday.
This is what I'm trying to get at. This is what I've been saying at the beginning of this stream. Yeah, we could talk about players and individual errors, but with or without Mount, we still need to understand how to play the system. Yes. So why are we not playing the system? Well, that's what I'm trying to understand.
I agree with you. What's your name, Dana? I agree with you. It's not what I'm trying to praise Mount or deep praise Mount. What I'm trying to say is we need to figure out why our midfield doesn't understand that there's a place in the middle where needs to be filled. I totally agree with you. It's not about Mount. I'm just trying to point the situation where Mount is playing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not praising.
No. I agree with your assessment of the space and everything needed in there, right? But what Tuchel does is when he requires that 10 to play as an 8 as well. When you don't have Mount who understands that tactical role,
how do you know he doesn't? Like, you see what I'm saying? How do you know he doesn't? He's saying, but the player not moving forward.
It's clear he's asking Ziyech to do it. Ziyech cannot do it. We've seen it for 4 games.
Ziyech can fuck off, man.
Ziyech has started 4 out of the last 6 games.
Yeah.
Right? We talk about giving player chances. He's been given a chance. He's the most experienced player, and he doesn't understand the tactical role. He drops deep, but he doesn't create space because he doesn't release the ball fast enough. He's not quick with his movement, and he doesn't bomb forward as well because he also doesn't have the energy for it.
Mm. What are you saying, Kasim? What do you think, man? What is the issue, mate? What's going on? Tell us.
You know, I banged about the issue from day one, guys. We don't have a number 10. That's the issue. I'm not just any number 10, world class number 10. And now we can affecting that. Just hear me out now, guys. Hear me out. Now affecting the whole game, including Lukaku number 9. The guy just signed for 100 million. We need a world class number 9 because we've got the wing back.
Oh,
come on, man.
We've got world class number 9.
World class number 10 to help. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not worried about the wing backs because when Chilwell comes back fit and Reece James come back from injury, there's no an issue there, But I think Jorginho a bit slow. I'm a bit concerned, and Kovacic has not been himself. He's been giving the ball a few times last night. I was a bit concerned about that. I don't know if he's played too much games. I don't know, but I think we've got a big issue. I highlighted it. I said from day one, guys, Ziyech is not good enough. Everyone said Kasim this and that. We need a world class number 10, Grealish type. Hold the ball, drive with the ball. It's slow. Speed the rhythm of the game. We don't have that.
There isn't one out there.
I think
There isn't one out there that we can buy. Sorry.
I get it.
Oh,
Felix
Hazard.
for
There always is
Atletico Madrid. Felix.
There always is someone,
You can't
but-
say world-class creator and then say Felix. That's a
Felix is
difference.
not a world-class creator. That guy is a scam.
Can you mix it?
I personally, guys,
There's
I
the bottom.
personally think the number 10s we have, bars yet, I think that they're good enough. They just need to learn how to play together, as in two number 10s. I've seen Kai Havertz do much better when he comes into the center. I've seen Mount do much better when he comes centrally. But as soon as there are two number 10s behind the striker up front, we just seem not to know what to do with the ball. We either pass the ball backwards or we go sideways, and I think that's the biggest problem. I've said it previously on the stream. Chelsea is not direct enough. Yes, we have a good striker in Romelu Lukaku at the moment, but the one thing that we are lacking is, which Lukaku had last season, is he had someone that assisted him in scoring goals. Lautaro Martinez scored 17 goals for Inter in the same season that Lukaku scored 35. At this current moment in time, only Kai Havertz has scored 1 goal and Timo Werner has scored a goal in assisting Lukaku. That is terrible from our attacking players. That is abysmal.
That's true, but here's the thing, though. Can I just say this?
Yeah.
When we say that we want to be more direct and get in behind, where are we running into when teams play low block? Like, that's the problem. You guys are talking about stretching the field and stuff like that and getting in behind the defense, but there's
This is where you need them to link and interchange. So what you do with low blocks is you find the space, a patch of space in between the midfield and the defense. You pick.
You need a dribbler, Jim.
Maybe someone that can attract. I get that, but if you're not going to do that, and you're a Timo Werner, for example, who's a runner, you have to play 1-2s.
Pulisic is number 10.
Sometimes, and I know people like to hate this, sometimes you have to cross in inshallah. When you have a header of the ball, no, I'm saying, you have to get quality. You have to get quality crosses in, right? You have a player who's the best header of the ball in the Premier League currently. If you're struggling to get the ball through the middle, there's nothing wrong with getting crosses in. Get crosses in, get Havertz in the box, get your tall players in the box, and get crosses in.
Yeah. Do you think, and I'm going to throw this out there as a question, that the system, the formation that we play, because it involves, because you obviously got your three at the back and it involves more midfields, you actually, in many ways, you miss an extra attacker. Do you think that actually affects us a bit in terms of not having another attacker on the pitch? Do you think the system might be an issue with the players, especially the forward line?
Here's the answer for that. For that, it will expose that defense as a fraud.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I think
Rudiger will not be asking for the salary to be increased by two times.
No doubt.
I think our system at its best requires
Alonso will never see the light of a day in the team.
Probably
we
shouldn't
will struggle
anyways.
on the right wing, right fullback. It will expose the defense. Thiago Silva
if we're
will
playing
not see
against
the
a low
light of
block,
the day.
why can't we do that though? Right, if we're playing a low block and we don't need the free fight, why don't we switch it and do a
Because
four
the other team they can start as a low block, but when they see our formation, they can adjust.
I don't know. I just think maybe we should
We're playing too safe.
I agree.
Jim, you're saying we're playing too safe, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like we played with 5 defenders yesterday. Let's be honest. 5 defenders. We didn't play with wing backs.
Yeah, but can I just something about that, Couch? Right?
Yeah.
If we've got a world-class dribbler, that is only way. Look, from my understanding in football, guys, when you got a low blocks, and we're gonna play a lot of people like that as well, the like of Burnley, and so they're just gonna put the 12 players in the box. Yeah. You got a fantastic dribbler. He can take 2-3 players out the game, and inside the box he can create the space or the chance. We don't have that, and that's the issue.
Well, let's get one thing straight.
The end of September.
Guys, the Redneck, I'm sure you remember this team, the 2010 Chelsea team, Ancelotti team. There was no world-class dribbler on that team. You played a diamond. You played a diamond with 2 strikers.
Yeah, I remember that.
Intensity, movement, all these different things came into play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When people say you need this for your system, I don't always agree because I've seen football and I've seen teams win without having a world-class dribbler.
And we actually scored 98 goals.
I've seen my team win without a world-class dribbler.
The game has
Yeah,
changed
but
since
one thing-
2010, though. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
it's changed, but it hasn't changed that much.
It's changed though, Dan. You know,
It's
from then
quite
to now.
different.
The only
It's
thing I'll say
changed,
a
but it
little bit.
hasn't changed that much, man.
Yeah, come on. The people saying
But no, but the opposition that
hasn't
you run
changed that
against has changed because now they all want to play for out from the back. They all want to play. So, you know what I mean? As before, back
here's
in
the
day, it used
problem.
to just be
When-
low
We
block
say that now
every
till
week.
another team
Chelsea
does
used to
it,
come
and they
against
play
low
that
block every
diamond, and
Did we have the same thing
It's
when we had? Did we have the same thing when we had what's his face, Diego Costa, Fabregas, on the same team? Look how Fabregas addressed the game. He was defensive. He was playing in the low as a defensive mid. He was
But he was
playing as a
creating
number
from
six.
had
with
Hazard,
long balls.
but-
Do you know
Fa-
he was like
Fabregas-
this?
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Fabregas is a
saying.
world-class passer.
That blunt player of the year, Nobel Prize winner, fraud.
Yeah, but
doesn't
Eden
pass
Hazard was
forward.
there as well, isn't it? Hazard was there as well, mate.
listen,
We
Fabregas had 18 assists in one season for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a
And I
freak of
think
nature.
13 in the other. He was an elite passer, and we haven't.
Yeah, but that's
you know,
Conte's
in
way of
those
playing, bro.
areas,
Very
we haven't had
direct.
anybody like that.
Yeah.
It's Conte's way. It's very direct.
What
That's the interplay.
What we need to realize is Tuchel is not going to change the system. Whether we are saying play 2 or whatever, he's not going to change the system. What we need is if we're saying that Ziyech has such a good left foot, we need to see Ziyech take shots from outside the box. Whether he misses or whether it goes on target. The psychology about it is what we need. We need defenders to be wary of the fact that he might take a shot. So forcing defenders to come out of the back line and creating small pockets of spaces for the rest of the runners. And that doesn't just count for Ziyech. That counts for Mason Mount. That counts for any of our attacking trio. Because, like we said, it's only Timo Werner that's actually really making these runs and stretching defenses. Because our number 10s at the moment, they are, as much as Lukaku is static, our number 10s are static. They're sticking to the middle. They're not going out wide enough. They're not moving into the center midfield, not trying to pull any defenders with them. So we need them
I don't
to
know
just...
about that, but I will say this, and I agree with you on a lot of what you're saying. I would say the elephant in the room right now for me is Havertz. Elephant in the room right now for me is Havertz. He's just not doing enough for me. He's not doing enough. I mean, we can shake our heads, like he's not doing enough. Like, let's be honest now.
None of our
He's our auxiliary striker, the guy that's supposed to help us like build attacks, score goals. He's not doing enough.
Yeah, that's the problem.
When we got listen. When we got Havertz, I thought Havertz is that type of a player. Hold the ball, carry it, taking 1 or 2, and open up bit of space. He doesn't do that. He just doesn't do that.
You're mixing Havertz with Hazard?
I take Sam Maximum for Newcastle because he creates.
Oh my god.
Dude,
hey, you guys,
it's a September. It's a September.
Maji, I don't think you understand the analogy. Sam Maximum can carry the ball.
Where's he carrying it?
When have you seen Sam Maximum do it when on the low blocks? Have you seen it?
Say that again.
The guy's got one half to run the ball.
No, he's the low block.
What?
Yeah,
he's in the low block.
He's the low block.
He's the low block, so he has all the space of the fucking earth to dribble and. But here's the thing, right? So,
why are we talking targets in September?
Yeah, there's no. I think we
made a calm down. We're overreacting.
We made a mistake in going for second strikers instead of.
No, Jim, I'm not overreacting, mate. I see this issue from the beginning of the season. We don't have a number 10.
We don't
have number 10.
We do.
I said it. I'm not saying it now, Jim. I said it.
We got it.
Yeah. I get that, Kazim. I get that. But,
you're right. We don't. Liverpool doesn't either.
2000. Big up to Mr. DT with a donation. Says 2010 now. Maluda and Joe Cole are all dribblers, is what he's saying.
Yeah, but the 8 are going all the way to the box. You know what I'm saying? The 8s are going all the way to the box.
But we have ace that can do that too.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
Hey, Meji, listen. What did he say about Liverpool? Liverpool's got Henderson and he got that guy, the Spanish guy. They can bust the ball, mate. They can break.
Henderson is a what?
Henderson's a what? Atara is the same fraud as our blonde number 5. Don't put them same shit, different.
Hey, you guys are missing a point. Those 2 10s that we talk about, right? And Mount, who drops back, shares characteristics of 8. So these numbers are all characteristics, yeah? We need a player that can be a number, like be an inside forward and also play as a midfield, right? Also create. When these 2 players fail, we had nothing in that game. Nothing. You guys saw it. I don't want to see Ziyech again, to be honest, right?
Yeah,
Those three players, those three young players that came on, I want to see them start because the player level in this game, right, was poor. We can talk about our tactic, this and that, but these players were poor. They did nothing, right? And you guys talking about dribblers. You know how Juventus was set up? 8 people at the back. They had 2 blocks of 3, 6 right in front of the box, right? And 1 out wide. That's 8 players there.
That's my boys. How are you going to break them up?
You can't go wide. You can't go wide.
No one dribbling there.
How are you going to break them up, mate?
You gotta go. You gotta go get to the box through the middle. You can't
listen. You're gonna meet a lot of people, a lot of teams in the Premier League gonna just sit in the box. How you go to come with the idea? How are you gonna break them up?
Yeah, there's no player.
How are you gonna break them up?
So you don't need to dribble.
You tell me how you're gonna break them up.
What's really baffling
getting the
for
ball
me?
in the box. And
Not
a dribbler. There's no dribbler that's going to dribble all those players.
Football has changed. Like I said, it hasn't changed that much. We have a fucking lump up there. We did this with Costa sometimes. We did this with Drogba sometimes.
Yeah,
we have a lump up there.
Hey, the football is changed now, man.
Hold on. How did they score against us? A flick on header, right? And a runner. A flick on header and a runner. Counter attack. What? It was 15 seconds into the second half. Where they come?
That's what they get, mate. Counter attack. You've been watching the
game. When the game starts, they pass the ball back to their center back, cross it. There's a throw in. How is it a counter attack? It was a flick off.
Listen, it doesn't really matter how to score. I am talking about. We cannot. Help me out, Majid.
If everything isn't working, lump the ball up and have runners running.
Actually, from Saturday, Southampton, you need to expect they're gonna put 11 players in the box. That's what's gonna happen. You got to tell me now how we're gonna break him up.
Are you telling me teams were never parking the bus in 05, in 06, in 07?
No, they did. Of course they did. Yeah, they did.
Of course they did. So are you telling me lumping the ball to Drogba at times and having him have it on his chest and lay it off to players running or flick it on to players running, that didn't work at times? Crossing the ball into him didn't work at times? Try something else. You can't tell me football has changed that much. It hasn't, fam. It has not changed that much.
It has since the 90s and 80s.
I don't know.
This wasn't 40 years ago. This was 10 years ago.
No, but it has changed. It has slightly.
Probably changed, mate.
But it has. It has in many ways.
Teams like Burnley are still here.
Yeah, but they're one of a freak, Nate. Like when you think about the other teams other than Burnley that are
the fundamentals of the game,
there's not many of them, and that was back in the day was the way teams used to set up against the Chelsea's low blocks. Yeah, the way Burnley play. Now people trying to push the teams like Burnley out of the Premier League because they want to see playing from the back.
Okay, so then how did Juve? I agree. If football has changed so much, how did Juve have 9 players behind the ball?
Well, no, that's the that's their way of playing. They've always played.
That's what we were doing. We were doing that in 2012.
Dan, you're missing the point.
He's missing the
point.
No,
you're missing it.
He's missing the
point. To Lukaku. The problem isn't lumping it up to Lukaku for a knock-on. The problem is we have 10 people in behind him when we're trying to lump it up to Lukaku. There's no space. So how do we break the space? It's not about
that's my point. I agree.
Fam, there was no space in 05, there was no space in 06, and we still lumped the ball to Drogba, and he still flicked it on, and we still had runners running behind him.
That's how we beat every team. That's not how we beat every team.
I'm not talking about every team. You guys are missing the point. I said, sometimes
when we played low blocks,
you try that once in that game.
Block, you think that the fundamental attacking move was just to lump it up to Drogba, and he did knock it off. That's not how we beat teams every time. There's going to be space to run into at times.
So did we never do that? Did we never do that in any game?
Yes, there's times that you can do that and take advantage of it. Yes,
you have to. You have to. Yeah.
When you play low blocks, where's your midfield supposed to be position the ball? Where you want to see Kovacic and Jorginho? Where you want to see when you have a possession of the ball? What position they needs to be when?
No, but they got a specific Redna. They got listen, mate. They know that type pushing till 8 or 10. They just stay there and bossing it sideways. They're not gonna do much. We need the 2 or 3 players behind Lukaku to be Listen, I'm telling you now. Last night I was watching the game and I knew. Do you know what is the only decent ball being played? Ross Barkley. He just played the ball to Lukaku and Lukaku should have scored.
That's my
He's
answer to
only
you.
player
And
made the
that's my
decent
answer
ball
to you.
as a number 10.
Midfield.
If you watch it very carefully, Ross Barkley slid that ball to Lukaku.
I
he
know, I
turned
watched the game.
and he should have scored.
That's actually my answer to you. How you play against the low block. You play against the low block not through the wings. You're going through them through the middle because players on the wide, we're not going to shift in the middle. If we're going to shift in the middle, it's open space for our wing backs. But you don't go through the wide to score because what's his name? That Juventus defense is just waiting for you to cross the ball from the wide.
Yeah.
So you have to go through the middle, and if
that's why I'm banging about number 10, my mate. That's why I'm banging about number 10. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're
this
banging
guy,
about.
is he Daniel? Was that a yellow card? Keep saying
I'm
quit
gonna
crossing it.
start to losing my shit like I lose yesterday.
Hey, pull out
You
the
don't
board,
hear
Nick.
him.
Pull out the
You
little
don't-
board.
look, hold on.
Yeah, let's talk about the same thing time and time over.
Listen to me.
Let's keep
You keep saying about number 10 and dribblers. It's September. Stop fucking talking about the people we can buy. Let's address the people we have. Right? So
Yes.
if Jorginho, if we have a possession of the ball and we have a low block team, if I see Jorginho and our own box controlling the ball, I'm losing my shit. Jorginho controls the ball in our defense, in our half. That's the fucking problem, not the other things. Jorginho fucking fraud that he's saying that he was gonna win the Nobel Prize. I don't give a shit about it. If you control the ball in our own half, we're not gonna go for the middle.
Kasim, can I ask Kasim a question?
One second, man. 1 second. Sasuke, thank you for the donation, mate. For $2. He's saying change formation to a 4-2-3-1 is what he wants. We have got Bobby and M here as well. I do want to get him in as well. Get involved in the chat. Bobby, what you saying, man?
Fuck, I thought it was over. Thought it was come down after yesterday.
Oh, thanks, Jim. Thanks. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, mate.
Bobby.
Good afternoon, Bobby.
Hi, Jess. I'm just trying to get a word in quickly before I get cut off because I'm driving.
Yeah, go on, mate.
Yesterday, wow, okay. First thing I'm going to say is actually congratulations to Juventus. They forced us to play to their strengths, which is counter-attacking football. And I'm a fan of Federico Chiesa. I did say he would be one that we need to look out for. And boy, did he not disappoint. However, having said that, being without Mount and Kante is a huge thing for us, as we've seen in the last two games. And of course, Pulisic, the less I say about him right now, the better. But all this lying around on injury tables, I think I'll do something about that. Look, guys, I think what also has happened is we've seen the importance of our academy players. Because those boys came on and I did something today. Barkley, to be fair to him, is not an academy boy, but to be fair to him, I think he played well. Callum Hudson-Odoi was I've been playing for quite some time. And of course, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, we know what he can do. And Chalobah put in a good shift. Look, they were good defensively. I don't think there are many people in world football that would have been able to break them down. Hats off to them. They did well on the day. But going forward for us, we've got to learn to use our academy guys in the squad because they will help this team. Not wasting time with people like Saul Niguez, to get these kids playing, get these kids supporting the first team when we're in a bit of a injury crisis like we've got now and a bit of form crisis.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Bobby. I mean, I thought that they came on, even though they came on and they played, I thought they had an okay game, but I think the overall game itself was quite dejecting in itself. But I get what you're saying. I thought Callum Hudson-Odoi was pretty average. Still expected more from him down the wing. I thought Loftus-Cheek helped the game in many ways. Chalobah, he played in midfield yesterday, didn't he? He was sitting as more like a DM, if I remember. He played a little bit different, and it was only a short stint of time that I got to see it, but it's good to see in many ways, and maybe we need to start switching it up. Maybe we need to freshen things and do things a little bit different. Try and get some form kicks back in us a little bit. It's definitely worth going into. But what you saying,
Yeah, just another miserable performance. But Bobby, I don't really agree with you in terms of when we brought on all the academy lot, because when we brought all them on, I wasn't convinced that any of them would come and change the game. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it was a case of they basically made my point proven, because when the Doy came on, he was so shocking. He didn't do anything. The only person that looked like he was trying to do something was Ross Barkley. Imagine that, Ross Barkley out of all people. But it was one of them ones where I feel like we are missing Pulisic so badly because of the directness that he gives us. Because have you noticed when we get the ball, no one wants to take a man on. No one wants to play that pass in behind. Like, there's no runners. Like, that's how Mason Mount is needed, because at least Mason Mount will actually try to run in behind. Maybe not the Mason Mount of this season, but the Mason Mount of last season. He's running in behind. He's high pressing. He's trying to do something. So when Ziyech is on the pitch, he don't want to run in behind because that's not his game. Havertz just looks so terrible, and it's mad, isn't it? But people, we don't need to overreact because it's just 2 games, innit? Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm sure Tuchel has some sort of plan to fix this. Like, and the reason why, we all know why he doesn't want to go to a 4, because we look better in a 3 because of the balance. But the attackers, we need people to run in behind more, innit? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So them ones there, this Southampton game's now going to be big for us, man, because it's just going to be mad. I hope we don't lose that, because it's just going to be mad, fam. It's just going to be mad, to be honest. But I was really shocked with us because we had so much of the ball. We played it into their hands. I was telling people, Chiesa, he would look good with us. Like, I can imagine him in the trophy shirt, bro. He would look good, man.
He's direct as well.
He's
basically what we want Pulisic to do for us. That's
exactly.
how Chiesa's playing, bro. We want Pulisic to do the exact thing because he caused us so much trouble, man. But shout out to Kovacic, because at least Kovacic didn't play well, but he was trying to do something. I saw him try to do something, but it wasn't enough, man. But Lukaku should have buried that chance, because at least if we came back with a 1-1, then we would have been more happy. But as them ones there, we move in it. Like, them ones there. This is probably Tuchel's biggest challenge, because since he's come in, everything's been rosy in it. So we're about to get a dip in 4 minutes. Not every time we're gonna win, but I know Tuchel, I trust him to change it around. Something's gonna have to change in it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So hopefully that's well Saturday, said, man.
Well said.
Yeah, I agree, mate.
Thanks, man. Thank you for that.
Well said. And look, maybe we are, I'd say, overreacting, but we want better for our football club. And some people might
lost my shit.
Yeah, I was yesterday. That's why I tried to stay away from social media.
I broke my dashboard in the car. I made the hole. I missed it.
I was shouting. I had my missus sitting next to me. She was like, "Stop shouting, man! What is wrong with you?" I'm just like, honestly,
Jim, how old are you, mate? Weekend.
Happy birthday!
Yeah,
happy birthday.
I'm 17. No, I'm joking.
He's having his 21st birthday. It's a big one.
21st birthday, yeah. No, it's not.
I didn't want to say, but
I'm in my 30s now, man. I've just reached my 30s, so I'm enjoying my 30s life.
Oh, okay.
Like, to answer some people in the chat, I never rated Jorginho. I never did. It's my personal view. This guy, Nick Blue, I never rated him. Like, he asked me why, stop talking shit about Jorginho. First of all, I can say whatever I want. If you don't agree, they don't agree.
Yeah, listen, we're all going to have different opinions. Some people like Werner, some people like Mount, some people don't like Ziyech.
I just think, especially in the low blocks, Jorginho doesn't offer nothing, especially against the low block teams. He's not. I'm criticizing him on the same level as Alonso, because Alonso goes onto the wings. He doesn't crosses, because he knows that if he misplaced the pass, he doesn't have time to go back.
But
but I think, mate, that's what you're missing. You need to understand about players out of form and players not good enough. The people like Alonso or Ziyech, to me, they're not good enough.
But
they're probably good enough to play for Aston Villa. Not for Chelsea, mate.
Villa's not bad, eh? What are you saying?
Quasim, I just feel like teams are just finding us out now. Do you get it? We've had this good, amazing run. Teams are they're sussing us out. Like I said, you stop Jorginho playing and letting him dictate, that's Chelsea basically done in it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because he's the guy that takes from deep, bro. You stop Jorginho.
That's been true. That's been the game plan since Sarri's days.
So we need to come up. What Tuchel needs to do now is to come up with a new strategy. Maybe if he does go to a 4, we probably will concede 1 or 2 goals, but we have to make sure that we score in it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's how it's going to be. Like,
versing low blocks isn't being found out, bro. Look, we knew already. You could have asked me already that we're going to come across so many low blocks, right? And Juventus had fallen that far, right, and haven't been that good in the league, that they respected us that much to set up like that.
Yeah, but that's how
that's what they did.
That's how Juventus always play, bro, against big teams. They're always going to play defense. What do they do?
We're not that low. They play the same way that Southampton are going to play on the weekend.
Yeah,
exactly. There's going to be no difference. So what I'm saying is that when we found out, right, we were poor to break down teams. It was a struggle. Last year, we struggled to break down teams too, but we found the knack of getting that 1 goal, you know, and we kept clean sheets and we battled through it. And we got through the competitions like that too. But we didn't exactly,
because we don't have a plan B, bro. We don't have.
I got a question for you guys though.
The plan B is the massive changes that Tuchel makes. At least he does that. At least he changes it completely.
To be honest,
right? But I hope we start like that this time.
To be honest, he should have brought on Timo Werner. He should have brought on someone that can run in behind.
It was cheap when we weren't going to go.
What are you running into?
Yeah,
Route One football, fam.
We can't do Route 1 when they got like 8 people there.
I don't give a damn how many of you guys.
You guys talked about it flat out. Let me sum it up, right? We needed to play in tight spaces, right? Yes, the dribbler can be effective. Yes, the number 10s can play 1-2. We could play off Lukaku. We just had to do one little pass, little 1-2, little play off Lukaku, little something. Even what Barkley did was that little pass for a chance. That's what we are lacking in, just to play in tight spaces.
Just quickly, Mr. DT with a donation. Big up to you. Says only Cho and Barkley's created from open play.
Probably Barkley.
How sad is that?
And I really
Cho was not that great.
I try to give Cho chances, but bro, sometimes I don't know. But to bring on fringe players and tell them, yo, go win me a game. Do you know how difficult that is, bro? It's not easy, bro. Like, imagine coming into a game and you're chasing. And you have to try and win the game for us. It's not hard. It's not easy, bro.
And you know what the funny thing is? I'm going to go back to this again. How is Saul Niguez so far down the pecking order right now?
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, but beyond that,
I think everyone's down the pecking order with these 2 losses, bro.
Can I just ask you guys a question about low blocks and whatnot? Because in my opinion, I think that tempo is important when you're trying to break down a low block.
100%.
So where was the tempo yesterday? We played so slow.
And who set up the tempo? Please answer me.
Jorginho. 100%. He had a
Jorginho getting pressed the fuck out.
He had a terrible game, but like I'll say this.
You already know if he's getting pressed the fuck out. It's long for him.
I love hearing Jorginho talk because it saves me from doing it a season ago when I was talking about it and everyone was coming out here.
It didn't mean nothing, man. Like I don't understand how you're good, but once you get pressed, you lose every single part of your game that makes you good.
Exactly.
But you know, Daniel, he's only got one attribute. That's what he's good at.
He didn't really press that effectively.
I hear that. So if you're getting pressed, you should still be able to do what you do because that's the only thing you do.
Yeah, but Dan, you're acting like they didn't press us that effectively yesterday. We weren't
exactly. They didn't press off defensive midfield.
Not at all.
They didn't press him. That's the
really didn't. Part. I was just suggesting that getting pressed to hell comment.
Manchester City pressed Jorginho, not Juventus.
Exactly.
They let us have the ball. That's why Jorginho looks so average.
That's why I think Robin Loftus-Cheek is when he comes out, it's like a fresh of breath air.
Exactly.
Nah, but he's not going to be
a game like that. It's almost like in a game like that, you need to take off Jorginho and play with guys that can like shuttle the ball. So you play with like the Ruben Loftus-Cheeks. You maybe drop Mount a little deeper when he's back and play him in the 8s, and then you have more attackers up front.
We actually got outside the opponent box when Robin Loftus-Cheek and for crying out loud, I'm saying that, but Barkley. They both start to bring the ball to the outside of the box. You know what I'm saying? We actually attempting something. And actually out of that, how Barkley's chance created.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do hear that.
Man.
Yeah.
It's one of them ones, isn't it? Because I feel like we need to play Lukaku in properly. I think Conte said we're not using Lukaku right. Properly. And he's right, bro. He's right. We're not using Lukaku. How have we got a big man up front and we don't use him? How?
But he didn't move at all. Bro, the guy had
Bro,
like 10
there's
people
sometimes
on him.
there's some bro. There's sometimes.
Bro, he didn't even social distance. There was no social distancing.
No,
there.
but bro, sometimes pinning
Bro, the
a
guy-
defender. I listen.
Bro, the
he's
guy
pinning
didn't
someone.
do nothing. He didn't move. Hey, you know when he did move? Hold on, he did move, and you know what? I was like, oh sweet, he's gonna cross in the ball, and you just said the crossing that he gave to. So even when he moves around, he can't assist anyone.
Yeah, but bro,
So
you see when he pins someone. You know if Lukaku pins you, it's long, fam. He can pin you. Someone can play it into his feet. Then they do a 1-2, something different, bro. It's not always.
that's what I was asking
running behind,
for,
bro.
man.
He has to
But
do,
that's what I
but
was
they're
saying,
not playing it to him. That's what I'm saying. They're not playing it to his feet, bro. When he's pinning them, he's pinning
Well,
bare
hey,
man. He's
There
pinning.
were several attempts. You got to
Bro.
admit, there were several attempts that game, and it all got cut out. And so it was very slow. They got cut out because they were trying to do what you just said, but it was very slow.
I don't even know what happened to Havertz, bro. Havertz looks mad, like lost, fam. He looks like they just signed some.
He'll be alright.
Twin or
Don't worry
something,
about
bro.
him. He'll find his form. I don't
But
worry.
I
I don't worry
know,
about
bro.
him.
Like
I know that.
he just looks
Is
so.
it a question?
I love
a question
Havertz,
about
but he's
fatigue?
looking
Are these players
rusty, bro.
fatigued?
Who?
They're all
Are these players
looking
fatigued?
don't they? Let's be
I
serious.
think they are.
But
I think they are.
they look worn out. It's look
But-
like you know.
but why is it-
Jim, are you watching the chat? People.
Why is it Chelsea?
Global CFC.
The other players don't seem fatigued. Liverpool's players don't seem fatigued.
Yeah, if you
Man
don't
City's
rate
players don't
J5,
seem
then you
fatigued.
rate him, then you don't rate him. So, listen, mate,
He was actually before you. He was on me. Like,
listen, don't talk for me when you don't talk sense, and that's not talking sense, mate. Because I listen. I've always said about Jorginho prior to this, and I can stick to it. I want to see consistency from him, from Christensen, from a number of players. Yeah, that not only can they play in his system, but if they're able to adapt to and be versatile to play in different systems. Consistency is key. He's played well in half of a season last year. This season, we've started off okay. He's had a bit of a drop off for me. I want to see him bounce back. Consistency. I keep saying it. It doesn't mean I don't like players.
Seems like the guy's burnt out.
People
He's played a lot of football.
Exactly. People forget that
football.
People forget that he's been playing for Chelsea for many years now.
He's a
Jorginho.
He's a Ballon d'Or candidate. Though.
Only 3 years.
But you know, it's not even. I feel like
3 years. I think
the
Kovacic
squad
looks a bit tired. To be fair, he needs a
he
rest.
looks tired.
Our
bro.
entire
I think the squad's-
midfield looks
Give him
I
the
think the
ball
squad's a
away.
bit I think they're
But we
complacent,
just
though.
started the season.
I
How
think
can they
they're
all be
complacent,
tired?
bro.
Like if this was towards the end,
They're
if this was
tired
towards the end, I'd
because
say you guys got a point.
I think these lot are complacent. They think they're better than what they are. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
But
The media's gone,
Jorginho-
Chelsea are going to win the league, this and that, and it's got to their heads. They need to just humble it and know that it's not a 5-game season, it's a 38-game season. So everyone just needs to resume responsibility and just calm down.
It's
Do
not
you
even
guys
about,
think-
it's about
do you
everyone pulling
guys-
their weight for me, man? Because like you said, man, I'm not seeing it from Havertz right now. I'm just not seeing
Bro.
it. As much as I want to, I want him
don't
to be
see
a
it from
player.
any
I want him to be a
players. I
player
don't see
for
it
us.
from any
He's
players.
not bringing
We
it.
just stop.
Anyone that said he's bringing it right now and is lying.
No,
to
he's not. Of course, he's not. We can clearly see that.
But
his
then even if
performance is
you
affected
know when
for
people say, "Oh,
what reason?
we're missing this person and that person," even if they're back, none of the injured players have been playing good, bro. None of them have. I can say raw.
Could it be? Could
I
it
don't
be,
know,
guys?
man.
Could it
Timo
be?
Werner, he deserves his chance. Get him
Yeah,
in
Werner
the team.
deserves it,
He's
bro.
the man.
He should have put
Could it-
Werner on. He should have put Werner on at least.
Yeah, I agree.
Something
it be,
different.
guys?
Even if you don't score,
Could it-
like you get me. Go on, Quazim. Sorry.
Sorry. Could it be that we are training too hard? I heard Tuchel said in his interview that the day before the
Yeah.
players, what he's seen from the training was that there was high intensity, and then during the game they were lackluster. With games coming thick and fast every 3 to 4 days, could it be that we might be training a bit too hard, and that's the reason why some of the players seem lackluster during games?
You know what? I don't think they're training enough.
I don't
I don't
think
think
we
we're
get
training enough. I saw them playing they're playing catch the other day.
Bro, I just
saw them
feel like
playing
man,
catch. Like, what are you guys doing, man? You're playing Juventus on the week in midweek, and you're playing catch.
Yeah,
What's
trust.
going on,
I feel
man?
like the confidence. Remember, Tuchel said Hakim Ziyech and Havertz. The confidence is not there, so it's a confidence thing. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, them ones there, innit? I don't know, man.
Look,
I'm not.
Yeah,
looking
but
forward to the weekend, but-
Ziyech has been poor, mate. Ziyech has been very poor.
Yeah, he's been
Ziyech-
bad. He's been
Ziyech has
bad.
been
Yeah, he's
bad,
been
yeah.
very bad. I mean, come on. I
He's
mean,
been
I
bad.
mean, we can talk about each player and stuff. And I know everyone has got, it's a long season, blah blah blah. But Ziyech had his chance over and over again, mate, and he's not producing, man. Come on.
One of them ones, innit? I personally don't think the system suits him, but it's them ones, innit?
No, it doesn't. That's the problem. We got so many wingers, and we're trying to shoehorn many new players.
Suit the system. Let's just be serious. Havertz has
Yeah,
been
I feel
shocking,
like Tuchel has to just take a risk in it. See what try a 4. If we do concede some goals, then you get me.
If we keep
to 3 in it.
If we keep losing, bro. Hey, if we keep losing, I can see him.
No, we're not going to lose.
But for now, this opens up to a whole bunch of players now. We had a picking order, and now that's open. So it's going to be hard to predict the lineup against Southampton.
Bro,
who do you think is going to play on the weekend now?
Bro, you don't need, because you keep losing, don't mean you need to change that bare man. Just, you get me? Just talk to those Kovacic's and Jorginho and show them, take responsibility, bro. There's no need to just draft people in for the sake of it. It's not. I don't like that.
Do you think the poor performances are because of the formation? I don't think that it's the formation, man. I think the players are just. I don't know,
man. It's a bit of both, because even last year we was lacking in. Look. Jorginho was a top goal scorer, bro, last season, bro. Do you know how mad that is, bro?
I'll see
Jorginho.
Crazy.
Yeah,
and now it's all penalties, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot as well in a bit. I mean, we need done 2 hours, actually. What a stream again. It goes so quick, doesn't it? When there's so much to talk about, especially when we're on here.
I'm losing, bro.
Time flies by, honestly. I look at the time, I finish here and I'm like, crap, it's 3 o'clock. And I've been sitting here for 2 hours streaming. But
I think James and Mount are back because they got selected for England. So that's a bit of a good news, to be honest.
I agree with Pelly what she's saying though. She's saying that it needs to be fixed ASAP. Spent too much on them. I agree. There's been money spent. We need to start seeing performances from these individuals as well. Guys, if you're new to GNA TV, please subscribe. There's still over 120 of you here right now. We're on the road to 3K subscribers. So continue smashing the like button. And smash the like button because we're not even on 100 yet. We should be on 100 yet, but we're not on 100 yet. So continue doing that. We've also got a Discord group as well, which you can get involved in, which is in the description below. Some people put it in the chat sometimes that you can follow through. But yeah, guys, I will be back tomorrow. We're going to do. I've got my birthday weekend, so I won't be doing rating shows Saturday and Sunday. I'm having a break. And Monday I might not be about because it's actually my birthday. So tomorrow we will be doing the not rating show, the preview show to the Southampton game, which is over the weekend, isn't it? So we'll be doing that tomorrow afternoon as always. And and then I'll probably catch up with you again next week. But there it is. Big up to Bex. She says, join the GNA Discord chat. The link to the group is there. Just click it. You download the app on your phone. Go into there. We're all chatting there about Chelsea. I also upload all the YouTube streams that we're doing in there as well, just so that you don't miss out, because sometimes YouTube does not give you a little notification sometimes. So, yeah, we massively appreciate it as always. Guys, big stream. Sounds like we were moaning a lot, but we wasn't. What is wrong with this global guy? He keeps coming at me. Jem, you're talking about consistency. Werner, Mount, aren't consistent. Must be.
Talk some facts, Jem, man. You're lying right now, son.
I know.
You're lying, Jem.
I think you're missing the biggest point here, bro. I want consistency from all of our players. However, Ziyech, yes, I agree, but he's been here a season off. He needs to, otherwise he's going to go. Mount, Mount is consistent. He's just, sometimes those patches here and there. When I said Jorginho, I'm just basing it on his overall career at Chelsea. Like, I want to see, he's been here longer than all of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I only base it on what I've seen him and what he's done up to now. So I just want to see consistency at the level that he's done, which is very good. I want him to stay there. I want him to stay there and be important. He can have games like he did yesterday. That's cool. He's only human. But I want to see a bounce back. I want to see him continuously push forward. So thank you for the birthday. I mean, it is Monday, so not yet. Monday the 4th of October. Unfortunately, getting older and older, man. It's getting scary.
Strange but true. It is my birthday today, so I'm glad.
Oh,
happy birthday, Kat.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, bro.
How old are you? 20, 21?
I'm just doing 23, actually.
Let's get a joint 20.
Eric,
guys, you're making me old.
Yeah, I forgot. Oh shit, Eric. I forgot Eric there as well. Eric, what are you saying?
Yeah. I just wanted to say a few points. Aspie, I'm tired. I think I'm tired of seeing.
See you later, man. Take care, Dan.
I think I'm tired of seeing Aspie as a wing back. Hopefully James gets back soon. That's the first point. We have to beat Southampton. I don't even care if it's a bad performance. We just need to win. We just need a win. We need something. So maybe.
Sorry, Eric. Why does Callum go inside so much? Why does he doesn't trust Why does he not want to take a man on? I don't get it.
I think he's confidence, mate. His confidence.
Since his injury, he's never he doesn't do what he used to do. He doesn't do it.
I'm there screaming at the TV thinking, fucking get at him, bro. Like,
No, I always think that the only person that limits Callum Hudson-Odoi is Callum Hudson-Odoi. I keep saying it every week. It's Callum Hudson-Odoi.
but it's very frustrating though to watch. Like, I'm thinking, you've got bag of potential. You could actually be a star, but I don't know what it is with him, fam. I don't know.
Eric,
he's a young man as well. You know, he probably needs a bit of time, but I think it could do with confident thing. So we'll give him a bit of time. You know.
Yeah. Go on, Eric. Finish off with your comments.
So we have to beat Southampton. I don't care how we play. We just need to win and get some kind of confidence going. The team obviously needs to start playing. Look, I don't know what's going on, man.
Agendas are coming out, man. Here they are. The agendas are attacking my chat.
Yeah, look, we can't be too. The main issue for me, the main reason why it's easy to get carried away and start overreacting is the way the club is. You know, if you lose 3 games in a row, all of a sudden Tuchel is under pressure, which sounds crazy, but it's true. So we just need to try and not get carried away. You know, we have to trust Tuchel. He knows what he's doing. He needs to fix. He needs to figure out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
He does. He's a good manager, man. I don't worry.
He needs to get the best out of Lukaku as well, because when people say, you know, Lukaku needs to create for other people, okay, maybe he does. Especially, you know, when Chelsea's at their best, he can, you know, get goals and assists as well and start, you know, pinging the balls for other players. But the main thing we need Lukaku for now is getting the goals. So Tuchel needs to get the best out of Lukaku with our team. And it's just a matter of time. And hopefully the form picks up towards, you know, November, December, because that's the most important part of the season, I think.
Well, you know what, Eric? Can I just say this? We need to get the best out of Lukaku, but he also has to give us more.
Like, he should have scored last night, Couch.
Yeah, for sure. He needs to participate in the midfield, man. He needs to participate in our build-up.
Chip the ball, man. Chip it.
He needs to move. He needs to move around. He needs to move.
It's not that. When he gets into the position like he did yesterday, and you got to think about the clutch players. Like Ronaldo done it for Man United yesterday against Villarreal in the last minute, where he just come out of nowhere. They weren't playing well, and he made the difference. Lukaku, if he wants to be, you know, if he's ever going to be at the levels of like a Drogba or a Costa, he needs to have them moments where if he hasn't seen the ball like he didn't, and he does get that one opportunity where we need him.
Yes, I agree.
Drag us off the thing, get us through, cross the line. He needs to take them chances. He has to make the difference in the moments when he's you know, especially when they're limited and they're given to him. So we need to see that moving forward from Lukaku, and that's something we will see more of. It's just whether or not he'll take the opportunity. But I do need to move, guys. So. Big up to yourself.
Jem, take care, man. Enjoy your
Thanks, guys. See you later. Thank you, Jim, for having me. I appreciate that, mate. Take care.
No worries, guys. Make sure you smash the like button, guys. Over 70 of you here. Subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I will be back tomorrow again to do the preview for the Chelsea Southampton game as well for you guys to get involved. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. Don't get too upset. Yes, we've lost back to back, but I'm sure that our Blues will bounce back. So I'll see you in a bit. Peace.